Chelsea have been a mess for years, and following Everton's point deduction, the rumour mill is swirling around just how intense a punishment Chelsea may face for their supposed financial crimes. And naturally, I'm taking this punishment to the extreme. We've relegated Chelsea to the Championship, crippled them financially, and forced over half the squad to walk away. The remaining Chelsea squad is a mix of younger players and players that didn't want to abandon the club. Players like Thiago Silva, the captain Reece James. The captain cannot abandon the ship, but there is going to be some serious work to do here if we want to get Chelsea back to the powerhouse they once were. And I've knocked our budget down to 15 million, so we're going to have to be very strategic with the squad we build. But fellas, I would like to say a big thank you to Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. Opera GX are on a mission to get people to break up with their boring browsers and have some fun while doing it. It is the browser for gamers. And for me, the personalization on Opera GX is one of my favorite parts. And you guys already know I'm going in for the football mod. And just like that, with the click of a button, it is installed. I open up a tab and I got the crowd cheering for me. Can you hear that? Kicking the ball around, let's go. And when I close it, full-time whistle. But I can turn these mods on and off with the click of a button. But there are so many mods to choose from for whatever you're interested in. I've gone and installed the bloody Xbox 360 dashboard mod for some nostalgia purposes. Oh, the old background sounds, I've missed them. One of my favorite features though about Opera GX is the pop-out feature. This has come in clutch for me so many times. Let's say that I'm working on a thumbnail for my newest video, but I also want to watch my latest video. Well, it's simple. If I simply click the video pop-out button, bang, just like that, I can work on my thumbnail and watch my video. But fellas, goodbyes don't have to be sad. If the thing holding you back from moving to a new browser are your bookmarks, then don't be sad. We're here to save the day. And scenes like this definitely won't be necessary. Opera GX is equipped with an import tool that allows you to import all your settings from your previous browser. Simply go to your browser settings, scroll down to synchronization, import bookmarks and settings, and then hit that import button. But fellas, if you want to get Opera GX for yourselves, make sure you click the link in the description and switch over today. Thank you again to Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. I don't want to go berserk on the signings in this few seasons, but there are a few positions I want to lay the foundations for the future. Carlos Alcaraz is going to make the move here from one championship club to another, joining us from Southampton. And then the left wing position was another position I wanted to lay the foundations. Mudryk left, he abandoned ship, so we're going to sign Stipe Buick here, the Croatian left winger, joining us from LAFC. But personally, I want to invest as much as I can into the youth academy. It's going to be a great way for us to build out the foundations for the future and get the next crop of Chelsea talent through. So we're going to set up Hugo Godfrey in England. And then we're going to hire this scout here, Sigborn Mola. And we're going to send the Icelandic scout here on a mission to Brazil. But that is going to be the first window. This is what the squad is looking like. Personally, I'm just trying to build out the squad. If we can get promoted from the championship, that would be incredible. But if we have to spend another year in the second division building out this Chelsea squad, that's also cool with me. And I will give you guys an update if I find anybody good in the scouting network, but I'm only trying to find certified killers. We are in the thick of the promotion picture here, sitting third in the playoffs. Leeds United and Southampton ahead of us, and a whole bunch of competition breathing down our necks. Going to be really interesting to see if the lads can get it done. We do not have a crazy amount of money to go in and make really any signings in this window, but we have picked up some decent players in the youth academy. I'm going to promote 2 of them here. Actually, I'm going to promote 3 of them here and see if I can get a loan move for them. Lewis Little looks like an absolute stud. 64 overall, 91 to 94. I'm going to promote him. I'm going to promote Renato Martins, and I'm going to promote Afonso Almeida. Let's go see if we can get some of these guys a loan move for the remainder of the season. We're getting some loan moves through. Let's go. Afonso Almeida's off to Middlesbrough for 2 years. Lewis Little, I'm excited to see this guy. 2 years at Ibar. And Renato Martins gets his move to Platense. We have missed out on automatic promotion here back to the Premier League with Chelsea, and we're going to have to battle it out with Millwall, Norwich, and Huddersfield if we want to get up to the big dance once again. Leeds and Southampton winning the league, And as we scroll down the championship table, Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich, and Plymouth Argyle go down to League One. We're going to be playing in the Europa League in Season 2, despite being in the championship. Imagine if we complete the rebuild whilst we're still in the championship. We have won the FA Cup here with Chelsea. Tottenham have won the Carabao Cup. But we're going to be staying in the championship for another year. Norwich have beaten us on penalties, and they end up losing in the championship playoff final. Millwall are heading up to the Prem. Conor Gallagher stealing the show. 24 goals and 12 assists. Alcaraz with a great year. I mean, a lot of our players having great years, but I'm disappointed to see Washington only getting 6 goals this year. Maybe we need to upgrade at the striker role in Season 2. We could bring back Little. He's gone up +5 in his loan spell so far this year at Eibar. But we will be saying goodbye to Thiago Silva, who will be retiring. He spent his final year sticking by Chelsea Football Club, and for that, we thank him. A lot of players were out on loan last season that have come back, and immediately a lot of these guys don't want to be in the championship and have requested transfer requests. And on the flip side, certain players like the Conor Gallaghers of the world have put an ultimatum to us. If we don't get up to the Premier League soon, they're going to leave. They've helped us weather the storm, but they want to be competing in the top levels. So if we want to keep some of our top players, we need to get promoted. First man out of the club is the Brazilian wonder kid Andre Santos. He wants top level football. Felt bad for Romeo Lavia. He spent most of last year on the bench, but he's going to spend the next 2 years on loan at Crystal Palace. And Angelo has decided that he wants to head to the Saudi League. Angelo joining Al Ittihad. A little loan move here for the Finnish midfielder Taranen. A loan move here for the American keeper Slonina. And Hakim Ziyech will be joining the Blades on a permanent transfer. Carney is off on a loan move here to Club Brugge. Dylan Williams off to Frosinone. But the clean out continues. It's the biggest departure of the season so far. It is Romelu Lukaku heading to Genk. It is time for us to make a signing here though at Stamford Bridge this season. We need somebody to lead the line and bag us $1 million to get us back to the Prem. We haven't been able to spend £100 million, but we're going to spend a lot of our budget here on the Dutch striker Thijs de Linga joining us from Toulouse. But we now have another player heading to Al Ittihad. It is Kepa Arrizabalaga joining the Saudi club, just like Angelo. And with the signing of Delinga, Washington isn't going to get game time, so we're going to send him off on a loan. The next 12 months will be spent at Sporting Club de Portugal. This team needs to get us back up to the Premier League, though. Missed out by the skin of our teeth last year. Can we get Chelsea into the Premier League once again? But don't forget, we have got to balance our championship commitments with the Europa League. We've got Villarreal, Royal Antwerp, and Djurgårdens from Sweden in our group. Imagine if we win the Europa League and we are in the Champions League next year and we don't get promoted to Prem. Here on the 1st of January, things are going well, man. They're going well. We're top of the league, just 3 points clear. Would have loved to be even closer. Burnley, Luton Town. Who else got relegated last year? Oh, Sheffield United did get relegated. So Ziyech went to another championship club. Interesting. But we are top of the lot. And we made it out of our Europa League group. In the prelims, we are facing the Greek club PAOK. The dream is alive, lads. Manager of the month here in December 2024. You love to see it. Not going too crazy here in the January window, but I wanted to get a backup for Reece James, just in case anything happened to him. We had nobody that could go into the right back role. So we're going to sign the Dane, Elias Yalur here from Osasuna. It came down to 1 goal difference, but we have beaten Burnley and we have won the championship. We're going back up to the Premier League with Chelsea. Let's go, lads. Preston North End with a fair crack there, but they're going to have to battle it out in the playoffs with Norwich, Luton, and Sheffield. And the relegated sides here in the championship are Charlton, Reading, and Peterborough. We did unfortunately lose the Community Shield at the start of the season. Liverpool beat Leicester in the FA Cup. Man United win the Carabao. And Luton Town will be joining us and Burnley back in the Premier League next year. The big question though, how do we go in the Europa League? So we beat PAOK 6-4 in the prelims. Round of 16, we beat Torino 4-2. We are into the quarters. Quarterfinals, we beat Monaco 4-3. Oh my God. Who are we playing in the semis? We beat Wolfsburg in the semis. We're playing Villarreal in a Europa League final, and we're in the championship. Are we going to be playing Champions League football next year? We are. Oh my God. We have won the Europa League in the championship. Our team is half decent, but I did not expect to win a Europa League with this team. And in season 3, we are going to not only have to battle a Premier League relegation battle, but a Champions League campaign as well. Oh my God. That is not the direction I expected to see this video heading. What a season for Delinga. He has impressed us. +5 growth, 34 goals, and 13 assists. Washington could never. Again, another insane season for Conor Gallagher. Palmer goes up to a 76. Man, our team is looking half decent. What a season. Only one player that we're going to be letting go, though. I'm going to be letting Eddie Beach walk on a free. Back to the Premier League and the Champions League in season number 3. I am not quite sure what's around the corner. This is such a weird sentence to say, but I'm trying to build a side for this season that can survive the relegation battle, but potentially show up and go on a little bit of a run in the Champions League. Obviously, survival is my number one priority, though, which is why we're going to make the big time signing of a new goalkeeper. It is going to be Lucas Chevalier joining us here for £32.8 million from Nice. It is nice. Like, obviously, we just spent 30-something million on Chevalier, but we started this year with about 140 million pounds. That is the benefit of getting promoted and qualifying for the Champions League. Like, winning European silverware gets you money. Player departure here, though. The Finnish midfielder Taranen is off on a permanent deal to Al Hazem, and the Italian midfielder Casady is off to Everton on loan. And Bashir Humphries is off to the Netherlands for the year. A huge pickup here, trying to improve the squad even more. We're going to sign Patrick Wimmer. The Austrian right winger is going to give us even more flair here to an already impressive attack. Lewis Hall is going to be moving as well, though, off to Galatasaray. And for context, we paid £36.6 million for Wimmer. We have got a plethora of young strikers in the background, so we have decided to say goodbye to David Fofana. He wanted out of the club. We're going to let him go. We're going to let him live up to his potential at Nice. And Cole Palmer, it's not a permanent transfer, but I still want him to get some growth and game time despite being behind Wimmer now. Hopefully, he can do just that at Nottingham Forest. This is the squad that we're rolling with here for the 3rd season. It is going to be so interesting to see how we perform in not only the Premier League, but the Champions League with Chelsea. We technically could complete the rebuild this year. Our Champions League group is tough, but I think it is manageable. Obviously, Bayern stand out as the most difficult opponent, but surely we have what it takes to get past Braga and Malmo. That has gone exactly how I expected it to be honest. We have come second in our Champions League group, comfortably ahead of Braga. Who do we have in the round of 16? It is going to be AC Milan. It is going to be the Christian Pulisic derby. But something tells me we're probably not going to be in the Champions League next season unless we win it this year. 7 points clear of the relegation zone. We need to turn those draws into wins. But we need to make some signings here to get us up to that next level. I want to make a signing that's going to convert those draws into wins. Addition number 1 is going to come on the left wing. I thought Buick was going to be a star for the future for us, but the development is just not where we need him to be at the moment. So Lee Kang-in, the South Korean, is going to join us from PSG. Here we go, though, lads. Could we pull off one of the biggest upsets in the Champions League? A newly promoted side into the round of 16. We're at the bridge, taking on AC Milan here. The first leg is going to tell us a lot, and it's going to tell us that we are pretty shit. Reece James, the captain, with a red card in the 18th minute. We are up shit creek without a paddle as we head to the San Siro. Our campaign is basically over here in the Champions League. We're gonna have to pull off one of the greatest comebacks in Champions League history to do that, which isn't gonna happen. The scoreline: we win the second leg, but we don't have enough to get through. We have been beaten by AC Milan in the round of 16. Now we need to make sure we avoid the relegation battle. I can cop that. Considering I was worried about relegation at the halfway point of the year, I can cop 12. We're not going to be playing Champions Champions League footy again next year, but we're not going down to the Championship like Fulham, Burnley and Luton. Who are the top dogs right now in the Premier League? It is Man City, just 4 losses all year. Liverpool win the FA Cup and the Carabao goes to Man City. We lost the UEFA Super Cup at the start of the season to Liverpool. Arsenal end up taking down AC Milan to win the Champions League. Atletico win the Europa and Sociedad win the Conference League. Big season though for Didinga. He is not a one-season wonder. He can do it in the Championship and most importantly, he can do it in the Premier League. +4 to an 86, 20 goals. This dude is quickly becoming a cult hero of mine. We are going to be letting Josh Brooking and Marcus Bettinelli leave the club. They're going to be walking out on frees. We've had a taste of the Champions League though, lads, and now we need to get ourselves back in the picture for that. Looking to make some big time adjustments to the back line here. I don't want us to be in a relegation battle. I don't want us to be mid-table. I want us to be one of the best teams in England like Chelsea used to be. Sven Botman is going to join us here. He had 12 months remaining on his deal at Newcastle, so we've picked him up on a bargain of a price. A couple of players we are looking to get rid of, however. Malang Sarr is the first as the French centre-back heads to Wolverhampton. Tino Anjorin joins that lot. He is signing up with West Bromwich Albion. And Romeo Lavia, after returning from his loan, will be sold. He is an absolute wonder kid. He's a stud, but with the current formation and tactics we're playing, he just doesn't fit into the squad, so I thought we may as well cash in on him. I had to make sure I didn't sell him to a Premier League team though. I rejected an offer from Spurs and we send him to AC Monza. We may have just developed one of the great Premier League centre-half duos. We signed Botman and now we bring in Antonio Silva, the young Portuguese centre-half joining us here from Lille. And I've got to say, I'm happy to see that. He wasn't on the last year of his contract or anything. He's just had his value skyrocket after signing here. This is how the starting 11 looks heading into this year. A few question marks around what we're going to do maybe come January. I mean, I'm trying to convert Cole Palmer to an attacking midfield because he came back from his loan spell at Forest with a huge improvement. Chevalier has not grown 1 overall since we signed him. Lee Kang-in still has gone up to an 83, so a lot of questions if we're not in a good position come January. 8th in the Premier League. It's kind of where we want to be, but I want to be pushing for the top 4. I mean, our squad is good enough, in my opinion, to be pushing for Champions League football. 5 points behind Tottenham and Arsenal. West Ham in the top 4. Can we push and get ourselves up there? I'm going to keep the faith with the starting 11, not make any drastic changes, but I want to continue improving for the future. So we're going to sign this young regen, Turkish attacking midfielder, Samet Kaya, who is going to join us here from Salernitana in Serie A. We're not going to get our second crack at the Champions League next year, but we are going to be playing European football nonetheless. We get a second crack at winning our second Europa League, which could be fun. We finished 5th though on goal difference. That came down to the final day. We could have finished all the way in 9th. Scrolling down the table, they relegated are Palace, Everton, and Middlesbrough. Man City win the FA Cup, and the Carabao goes to Tottenham. PSG. AC Milan have lost 2 Champions League finals in a row. I feel bad for them. Wolfsburg win the Europa League, and the Conference League goes to Sevilla. Not as good a year this year, though, for Delinga, which is a little interesting. Hopefully, it's just a little stop for him and he gets back to his best next year. 15 assists and 12 goals for Conor Gallagher is brilliant though. And Little off the bench with 12 goals, stepping in whilst Delinga did suffer his injury. He is looking very serviceable. A huge blow to start off this 5th season, lads. Lee Kang-in, I'm not going to lie, he's been disappointing since we signed him from PSG, but he has officially submitted a transfer request. It's a frustrating moment. We need to use it to our advantage. We need to get the money in for Lee Kang-in, and I want to sign one of the world's best left wingers or left midfielders. That happened a lot quicker than I expected. Lee Kang-in packing his bags and being ushered out of Stamford Bridge. We sell the South Korean to Inter Milan for £55.5 million. And now I want to try making what would be a club record transfer for one of the world's best players. We have £250 million. Winning the Europa League in season number 2 changed everything I intend on making Vinicius Jr. our only signing in the season here at Stamford Bridge. Is 194 going to be enough to get Ancelotti over the line? It is not. They want 205, which we could accept, but I'm going to bring it down a little just in case we want to do something in January. 195 is accepted from Carlo Ancelotti. Time to negotiate with Vinicius and make him a Chelsea player. I'm totally fine with all of this. Vinicius, he's going to be a Chelsea player. A massive thank you to Lee Kang-in for leaving the club, because this has just changed everything. One of the world's best players after a change of scenery. And I'm praying he's going to be the man that can get us over the line and back into the Champions League. Vinicius Jr. rocking the famous number 11 jersey. He looks good in a Chelsea kit. Here we go. If this side doesn't have you excited, then I don't know what will. This team is crazy, man. I need a big season out of Chevalier. He's consistently unhappy. If it stays that way, we might need to look at him leaving in January. But man, we need Champions. If we can't get Champions League football with this team, then I am not a good manager. Can we get our second Europa League title though as Chelsea manager? So far, so good. Sitting in the top 4, but man, there are a lot of teams in and around us. We need Champions League footy, man. We need it. So far, so bloody good in the Europa League as well. Couldn't have asked for a better group stage. Not a loss, not a draw. Top of the group. No growth here from Chevalier though, and he continues to be grumpy. I think we're going to have to sell him. I'm going to also put Petrovic on the transfer list as well, because we need the money. We spent all of it on Vinicius. We need money and a new goalkeeper, to be totally honest. There it is, lads. Chevalier is out of the club, off to Aston Villa. We got more money than I expected for him, though, so hopefully we can go in for a new goalkeeper without having to sell Petkovic. Beautiful stuff. We get ourselves a new number 1, a new shot stopper. Once again, stealing Brighton's best goalkeeper. But Verbruggen is going to join us here at Stamford Bridge for £45 million. Second in the Premier League. Get in there, lads. We are heading back to the Champions League with Chelsea in season number 6. Need to come for a Premier League title next year, though. Also, can we just take a note? Liverpool lost 2 games all season, but because they picked up 16 draws, they finished 3rd. That is wild. Scrolling down the table, though, relegated sides, Luton, Bournemouth, Burnley. Man City win the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup goes to Tottenham. PSG win yet another Champions League title. The big question, though, how did we go in the Europa League? Round of 16, we beat Manchester United. That is nice. Quarters, we beat Galatasaray. Semis, we beat Atalanta. We're playing Celtic. Can we win our second Europa League title as Chelsea gaffer? Yes, we do. It is a 2-0 win in the Europa League over Celtic. And the Conference League goes to Genk. Delinga, he took what I said last year personally. He had a mediocre season last year, comes back and gets 38 goals. Also, Vinicius, it looks like paying all that money was worth it. 23 goals and 15 assists, 38 goal contributions is huge. Saying goodbye to Dylan Williams at the end of the season, though, who we're going to be letting go on a free. So we add another major European trophy to our cabinet, but the one that we want desperately still eludes us. Can we get it done in season 6? You bet your ass we're going all out for a Champions League title this year. We made a huge signing on the left-hand side of the midfield last year with Vinicius. This year, we are doing another huge move on the right hand. It is Moussa Diaby, currently 88 rated, taking the number 8 jersey and joining us here from Aston Villa, which is surely going to take us to another level. Really, the only position where I felt kind of nervous if we got a major injury was the attacking midfield role. So we've nipped that in the bud, and we have signed Sebastian Szymanski here, the Polish attacking midfielder, joining us from Leeds as a backup. This team is unbelievable, lads. We have built something incredible here. Is this going to be the year? Our lowest rated starting 11 player is 86 Cole Palmer, who's only 26 years of age, and he still has so much growth left. This is awesome. I'm actually geeked on this team. Not so sure I'm geeked on this group, though. This is an extremely balanced group. We should be topping it, but Monaco, Porto, Lech Poznan, none of these teams provide an easy opponent. We need to be focused must if we want to get to the group stages. Well, get to the knockout rounds rather for the second time in our managerial reign. Top of the group. We get top of the group though through goal differential. AS Monaco. Well, no, rather it would be head-to-head, wouldn't it? Because they have a better goal difference than us. It must have been head-to-head. Champions League always confuses me, but all that matters is we're in the round of 16 once again. Top of the group hasn't given us an easy opponent though. We get Bayern Munich in the round of 16, a replay from 2012. Who does Monaco have? Monaco has Milan, so there was really no easy outcome. Things are going brilliantly though in the Premier League. Top of the league, just one loss so far this season. Can we win ourselves a Premier League title? Showtime here, ladies and gentlemen, and to make things even more difficult, we're traveling to Munich. Not an easy task to begin with. Chilwell and Palmer are both suspended for the first leg. We're gonna need Vinicius, Dalinga, Gallagher, all these guys to step up, which they do. We take a 2-1 lead back to the bridge. Back to full strength, back at home with the lead in our hands. Everything is pointing towards us pushing on to the quarterfinals, but we actually need to get the result here. We need to get a draw or a win. Do not lose this one. Come on, Chelsea. Come on, Chelsea. It's a 0-0 draw. That's cool by me. Iran Kunda. Oh, wow. Iran Kunda, the Australian wonder kid, misses a penalty for Bayern Munich there in the 18th minute, and I'm very grateful that he does that. Diaby with a yellow card. Hopefully doesn't get him suspended, though. It is a replay of last year's Europa League final. Celtic are going to want revenge on us. Celtic versus Chelsea. Massive one. All right, come on. We know we can do it against them. Diaby avoids suspension, but he's now skating on thin ice. First leg here at Celtic Park up in Glasgow is going to be a 1-1 draw. Antonio Silva with a yellow card. Vinicius gets the goal, and everything hangs in the balance as we head back to West London. And Silva is going to be suspended for the second leg. Are you kidding me? Chalobah into the starting 11. We need to do it here without Silva. Can we get ourselves through to the semi-finals for the first time as Chelsea manager? We know how to go on a European run. We've done it twice in the Europa League, but here we go at home against Celtic. It is going to be an 85th minute winner there for Thijs Dalinga. He is going to get us through to the semi-finals. Vinicius with a yellow card, but we're through to the final four. Things just got taken up a notch, lads. Manchester City in the semi-finals. This is going to be huge. This is massive. Come on, Chelsea. Come on. We need a massive first leg here, lads. Back to full strength. Silva back in, but we need... I would take a draw, to be honest. A win would be a plus. Traveling up north, and we get a win. Massive. Vinicius and Dalinga. It's always those two lads. We take a massive advantage back to Stamford Bridge. Huge. Come on. I'm very happy with that first leg result, but I do not want to get too far ahead of myself here, lads, because the job is not even close to done. City have one of the best teams on FC. One of the best teams in the world at this point. Come on. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. It's a draw. Vinicius, though, gets a yellow card. He's had so many yellows, I feel like. Is that going to be a suspension for Vinicius? Oh, God, we've beaten Man City. We're through to a Champions League final, but our star winger, Vinicius, may not be here for it. Oh, I knew it. Bloody hell, we're not going to have Vinicius for the final, lads. We're not going to have Vinicius. That hurts. Deep down, I was kind of hoping that we're going to face AC Milan as a way to get revenge after they eliminated us a few years ago, but it is going to be RB Leipzig here, the Timo Werner derby to end the Champions League season. Can we end the rebuild in the process? Taking a look around the grounds, Tottenham beat Barcelona in the Europa League final. Hoffenheim win an all-German Conference League. We finished second in the Premier League with Chelsea. Man United get it done over us at the last hurdle. Relegated, though, is going to be Wolves, Watford, and Bristol City. We do add a community shield to our trophy cabinet, which we won at the start of the season. We've also won yet another FA Cup here with Chelsea, taking down West Ham in the final. And we won the Carabao Cup. We have won 3 trophies this season. If we won the Prem, it could have been the quad. And if we won tonight, we could have been pushing for 5. We won the UEFA Super Cup at the start of the season as well. The Premier League is the only trophy that we haven't won this year. We're going to be missing Vinicius massively in this final, though. 35 goals and 12 assists so far this season. Dalinga with another insane season. Same with Conor Gallagher. Here we go, though, lads. Champions League final time after we've relegated relegated. We've bankrupt. We've torn Chelsea apart, and now we could officially have rebuilt them. Roll me attack here. Alcaraz having a drop back. They've played that one there to Højlund. Højlund, do not let him get a shot off, lads. They get the shot off. Save for Bruggen, and Havertz can't get the ball back. Trying to get back here. We've looked very sloppy on the offense, but now Leipzig on the attack. Ball in the middle. Nobody's defending it. What a block, Botman. Højlund puts it wide. That is a massive chance missed for Leipzig. We look so bad so far. Going here, Alcaraz. Alcaraz with a long shot. Save Livakovic. Come on, can we take the lead here early in the second half? Cole Palmer swings that one in. Reece James, the captain, it's in. The captain, Reece James, a rocket of a header from point blank range. And there is nothing Leipzig can do about that. We take what is almost an undeserved lead early here in the second half. Come on, counterattack. Go. Alcaraz, you've got the pace, mate. The Argentinian, one of our first signings, is gonna hit them on the counter-attack. And we have doubled our lead here in the second half. Angelino pushing up here. James trying to get back. Doesn't have much left in the tank. Get that one away. Can we not defend? What a block, though, Botman. Defend it, lads. It's not game over yet. Good save for Bruggen. Don't let him get anything here. They try to square it back. They get the head of a Bruggen. Cleared off the line. Oh, and the referee blows the full-time whistle. That was a chaotic end to the game. We have done it, though. After relegating and bankrupting Chelsea, we have successfully rebuilt them. And it is going to be the captain, Reece James, one of the only star players that stayed at the club to lift the Champions League trophy here with Chelsea Football Club. We have done it. Lads, if you enjoyed today's rebuild, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.